if you clicked on this video, it probably means that you have social anxiety, which absolutely sucks. I completely agree. But the good news is that you clicked on this video, so it means you acknowledge it, and this is the first step for healing, so congratulations. Hi, my name is Estel, and I used to have a lot of social anxiety, so today I wanted to share with you the little tips I have created so I got out of it. I sectioned this video in 4 different parts. What is social anxiety? My experience with social anxiety, how I got out of it, and my tips. What is social anxiety? Google says social anxiety disorder is an intense, persistent fear of being watched, judged by others. This fear can affect work, school, and other daily activities. I am honestly very okay with this definition, but I want to add my personal definition, which is kind of the same, but a little bit more personal, obviously. So for me, social anxiety is being judged by other people if I don't behave the way they expect me to. Sometimes it comes to an extreme where I don't allow myself to do basic things just because I wouldn't be exactly what they expect me to be. Like if I think they would think I am weird if I do this, even if it's a basic need, I wouldn't allow myself to do it because the thoughts are more important than my needs. This is absolutely fake, but this is how I used to think, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it's the sad truth. Now, my experience with social anxiety. I don't want to talk too much about myself, but I just think it's important that I explain my experience because this way you can maybe relate to any of these things. And I can't really talk about social anxiety if I don't explain how I felt social anxiety. It wouldn't make much sense. So I've always been very shy and people pleaser since ever that I remember, and always making everything to please other people because I was the biggest people pleaser. When I was at primary school, I was very shy, and so I don't know. I mean, yes, I think I had social anxiety, but it wasn't the peak of my social anxiety. I was just not very comfortable in being with other people and respecting myself. But then when I was around 12, I started going out with big groups of people. I had a big group of friends. I mean, I don't know, a group of friends, and sometimes we were a lot more. And so sometimes when we went outside to have lunch, we were a lot of people. And I remember this inciting me so much. I don't think you can say that in English, but whatever. It was very stressful for me because I had constant thoughts on okay, but this girl will expect me to reply exactly this to her sentence, and always thinking about what to do, what to say, all these things. So it drained me so much to go out with people because my mind couldn't shut the fuck up. Sorry for bad words, but always thinking about something. So when I came back home after this going out, I was so drained that even when my sister just said hello to me, I didn't have the energy to reply to her hello. I ended up being so drained after every social event that could be going out with friends, going to school because everything that I said at school was think and rethinked in my mind before. So every time I came back from school, I was so drained. I didn't have energy to do my homework, to do anything actually. I had a period where I was drained about everything because of social anxiety. At that moment, I didn't realize it was about social anxiety. I just Little by little, I stopped going out with friends. I missed a lot of school days. I had so little energy left that I stopped doing all the social things I had to do. I literally spent my whole days in my room. I wouldn't quit my room for like anything, like maybe 2 or 3 things, but my whole life was in my room. Everything I did was in my room. I had so many anxiety when a friend was like, yeah, do you want to hang out, do something? And I didn't want to do anything that had people related to it. And there was a moment where I just stopped going to school. So I will always be grateful that my parents were pretty comprehensive. How do you say that? Comprehensive. Not very easily, but at the end, I achieved to like make them allow me not go to school anymore. I mean, still studying, but like at home, being homeschooled. How I got out of it. And it was long. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a long journey. And I can't really say it's finished because I still have some episodes where I don't feel the most comfortable in social events. I think I can say that I got out of it, even if it's not perfect, but I don't know if it will ever be perfect. But the important is that now social anxiety doesn't control my life and what I do. So this is the goal. The first step I took to get out of it was taking rest, like resting. Just before I was kind of talking about staying in my room as a bad thing, but I think it helped me a lot. I needed this time to like rest and calm myself down, take the time I needed to start healing once again. I had gone to an extreme, so extreme, that I needed a lot of time alone and just to rest. So if you have big social anxiety, maybe the first step you need to take is resting. Just allow yourself to do what you need to do. If you don't want to hang out with friends, then don't do it. Because it's very cool to set challenges for yourself, but you can't set challenges for yourself if you haven't got rest before. You know, you can't run a marathon if you haven't had at least 8 hours of sleep before. You need some rest. So take your rest. Now the difference is there is a moment where you'll have to know when to stop your rest, and you won't really know when it is. Actually, you just have to like one day try to challenge yourself, and you'll see if it's time or if it isn't. But it won't be like written. You won't read like, okay, now you can get out of your rest, you're ready. You won't really be ready one day. You just have to practice. Now, the biggest thing that has helped me to stop having social anxiety is understand your social anxiety, understand your anxiety, understand yourself. Without understanding, you can't really get out of it. Maybe you can, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatric, I'm not anything professional, but for me, I don't think I could have got out of social anxiety without understanding it. Now, how do you understand your social anxiety? Well, there's many ways for it. Talking aloud is one of them. If you have the chance to go to a therapist, go. I have been to therapists, and honestly, it has helped me. It is not the only thing that has helped me, but it was great. After all, I think that therapists help maybe some people more than others, and I am someone who kind of struggles with saying how I feel to other people. I don't like sharing my problems very much, but I can do it. It just depends. I'm way more comfortable in analyzing my problems myself, but sometimes you just have to accept help. And talking to a therapist, if you don't have the chance to go to a therapist, don't worry. It doesn't reduce your chances to get out of social anxiety. Honestly, everyone can get out of it. So firstly, if you have someone in your family or your friends or anywhere that you think could understand your problem or just listen to you, then try to talk to them. It would be great. And if you don't have this someone, or you just don't want to because you struggle with explaining your feelings to someone else and all that thing, then journaling. You may be like, I don't want to journal. I am sick of hearing people talk about journaling. Sorry, but journaling is so great to understand yourself, because sometimes you don't even notice it, but your thoughts are so messy. Everything comes, everything gets out, and you can have the same thought on your head and on your paper, but it won't be the same, because I don't know what's the science under this, but sometimes just writing the same thought you had in your head see the situation so much more differently. And honestly, just journaling your thoughts, if you don't know how to start, just start by whatever you want. If you are stressed about an event coming, then start by saying, I am stressed by this social event coming. And then you can explain a little better, why are you stressed about it? Or maybe, what does it make you feel like in your body stress? And then you might understand what is the real thing stressing you about it and how do you get out of it. Journaling is just step by step, and you literally just need a pen and paper. It's not very expensive. Now, once you understand it, or actually you can do these steps however you want. There's not really an order. It depends on every single person. But give yourself some challenges. I know that when I had my big phase of social anxiety and I wouldn't leave my room, I had so much anxiety about going to the grocery store. So I gave myself some little challenges by being like, okay, I want to make cookies. Like, for example, I wanted to make cookies, but I didn't have butter. So I was like, okay, well, then today my challenge is go to the grocery store and buy butter. Just try with little challenges, and little by little push yourself a little bit and get out of your comfort zone. And sometimes humbling yourself. Honestly, I think that humbling yourself is the best thing that can ever happen. When you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, it's the best way to heal from it and to show yourself that you're capable of it. Don't go do the hardest things immediately. Start step by step, but push yourself. And the last way how I got out of it is just time. If you don't give yourself the time, it's gonna be very difficult, because social anxiety won't go away tomorrow. It depends on every person, but if you've struggled with social anxiety during a long time, you might need a long time to get out of it, but it's okay. If you start being impatient about it, you're just gonna be frustrated. I know it's hard. I know that it sucks so much having social anxiety. I know this for sure, but you just need time. Try to make your best. You'll just feel so proud of yourself once you've got out of it. I can tell you that I am so proud of every single challenge I made to myself, everything I've done to get out of it. I am so proud of myself. So if you feel frustrated, just think about the future version of yourself that will be so proud of yourself for everything you've done. And I am so grateful for my past self for taking the initiative to get out of it. And finally, my little tips for getting out of it. So understand yourself, which I have talked about before, but understand your social battery, understand if you're an introvert, an extrovert, an ambivert, what you need. If you hang out with friends 2 hours, then understand that maybe then you'll need 2 hours of rest. You recharge your social battery and all these things. You have to understand your functions, expressing it. You need to get your social anxiety out of yourself. You need to let it get out of yourself. And by this, I mean, for example, make art. 2 years ago, I made loads of paintings, a bit dark. It was just my way to express my anxiety. Try to express your social anxiety by any kind of art or music or whatever hobby that you like to do. It can be writing, painting, music, talking, anything that you want. Find things that clear your mind. And here are the things I prefer to do when I need to clear my mind and calm down. Walk, go on walks. It can look annoying, but walking is the best way to clear your mind. It's so calming. Just walk, listen to the birds. Don't even bring your headphones. Just allow 10 minutes to yourself where you just walk peacefully, and it is so calming. One thing that I love to do that needs a little bit more preparation, that is wake up early. And I love so much waking up early in summer when the sun is already up, but people are still sleeping, because I can go on walks and you have no pressure of crossing some people on your way. It feels like the world belongs to you, literally. This is not forcefully for everyone, but I feel like painting for me is really calming. I know that for some people, mandala, I don't know if mandala is the right word, but can be very calming. Sports also is a way to let it out of yourself. Going on runs, dancing, any sport. And my tips to calm down immediately in a stressful situation. For example, when I was stressed about going to the grocery store, I remember bringing my headphones and playing piano on my headphones, a calm piano song. And so, even if I was stressed about the people out there, I had my calming piano in my ears that would calm me down. So listening to calm music in a stressful situation is something that I really recommend. Also, something that I found very useful is watch yourself from above. If you are in a stressful situation, just imagine yourself, but like if you were on a movie, In movies, we never see the character from his eyes. It's always from afar and above, and And so when we watch a movie, it all seems very oh, then just do this. Or for example, in a horror movie, when I watch horror movies, which I don't do very often, but I'm always like, why don't they just go there and save themselves? But they never do this because they're in their head. It's not the same to see something from your eyes than from above. So when you're just stressed about something, imagine yourself from above and think about what the watcher of your movie would think about. Does this make sense? I hope it does. And finally, I think this is my favorite tip that has helped me the most and that still helps me right now, is ruin your reputation. Now, not literally. Don't go do anything wrong just to ruin your reputation. Don't do this. But just think about it. Imagine you had a bad reputation in other people's eyes. You would be free. You would be free about everything because people already see you as a bad person or a weird person or any kind of bad annotation. So if someone already thinks you're weird, doing something weird won't change anything about their perception of you. So you're free to do anything, you know? So this is when the tip comes in. If I was scared about people thinking I was weird, I would just tell myself, they already think you're weird. They think you're so weird. They think you're a quirky kid, I don't know. So just, it doesn't matter anymore because you can't change anything about it. And so I wouldn't have the expectation to maintain my good reputation because I wouldn't have one. It wouldn't be real. They would maybe not really think I was weird, but just telling myself this, I was like, okay, well, if they think I am weird, it doesn't matter if I do something weird because they already think this, you know? I hope you liked this video, which is a bit different of what I usually do. I mostly hope it helped you. And if you have social anxiety, I know it's hard. I know it's very, very hard, but don't worry. If you try to get out of it, one day you will. And just give yourself some rest. Allow yourself to not be what they expect you to be, and prioritize yourself even if it's complicated. But just know that you're gonna get out of it.